Hi everyone, welcome back to Data Finance Wizard. In this video, I will cover the whole components of profit and loss statement. Okay, so in previous videos, I have explained all the terms that comes under the profit and loss statement and comes and that is related to finance and stock market. So yes, if you have any confusion with the terms, you can go through by all the videos that I have uploaded earlier. So yes, start. What is profit and loss statement? First of all, there is a question, what is profit and loss statement? So yes, a profit and loss statement, also known as income statement, it is a financial report that summarizes a company's revenue, expenses and profit over a specific period. It would be monthly, quarterly and annually. So yes, it helps assess the company's financial performance and profitability. Profit and loss statement is also known as income statement. First line is this. The second thing, it is a financial report that summarizes the company's revenues, expenses and profits over a specific period, and that a specific period would be monthly, quarterly and annually. Okay, so it helps assesses the company's financial performance and profitability. Okay, and this is the format of P&L statement, in which one side there is a particulars and the second side there is a RHS, right hand side. Yes, so in this there is amount. So yes, this is the format in which first come revenue means sales, and then track the cost of goods sold, COGS, then gross profit will come, and then operating minus will be subtracted from gross profit, then operating profit, that is also called EBIT, will get, and then after you can subtract the interest expenses, and then you can get EBT, earnings before tax, and then tax is subtracted from earning before tax, and then you can get net profit. So yes, this is basically the format of P&L statement. Now moving to the next, the key components of the P&L statement. So first is revenue. Revenue is also known as sales, as you know. And what is the definition of revenue? तो सबसे पहले रेवेन्यू होता है कंपनी का टोटल इनकम जो वो अपने प्रोडक्ट्स या सर्विस बेचकर कमाती है। यह स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट होता है। जब P&L स्टेटमेंट हम बनाते हैं तो ये स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट अपना रेवेन्यू ही आता है। टोटल अर्निंग्स फ्रॉम गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज बिफोर एनी डिडक्शन, जिसमें हम डिडक्शन भी नहीं किए होते हैं, वो प्राइस, वो जो टोटल अर्निंग होती है हमारी, जो आई होती है गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज से, तो हम रेवेन्यू बोलते हैं। एज आई एक्सप्लेन दैट, सबसे रेवेन्यू होता है कंपनी का टोटल इनकम जो वो अपने प्रोडक्ट्स या सर्विसेज बेचकर कमाती है कंपनी, ठीक है, और ये सबसे स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट होता है। उसके बाद सेकंड पॉइंट इज कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड सोल्ड, ठीक है। देन व्हाट इज कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड सोल्ड? COGS is something that COGS is a cost. Yes, it is a direct cost of production including raw material and labor. COGS वो कॉस्ट होते हैं जो कि कंपनी को प्रोडक्ट बनाने में लगते हैं, लाइक रॉ मटेरियल्स एंड लेबर, ठीक है। ये रेवेन्यू से सब्ट्रैक्ट होते हैं ताकि ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट निकल सके। जहां मैंने यहाँ पे डिस्कस करा था जैसे कि रेवेन्यू सबसे पहला आता है, पढ़ा हमने, फिर हम COGS को माइनस कर देते हैं तो हमारा ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट हमको फाइंड होता है, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे हमने कर दिया। एंड देन आफ्टर द व्हाट इज ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट, ठीक है। ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट क्या होता है? यस, ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट क्या होता है? रेवेन्यू माइनस COGS। जब हम रेवेन्यू को COGS से माइनस कर देते हैं, सॉरी, COGS को हम रेवेन्यू से माइनस कर देते हैं, देन इट रिप्रेजेंट द प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी बिफोर डिडक्टिंग एक्सपेंस। अभी तक हमने अभी कोई भी एक्सपेंस हमने ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंसेस वगैरह हमने माइनस नहीं करे हैं, उससे पहले की जो प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी है वो शो करता है ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट, जब हम COGS माइनस कर देते हैं रेवेन्यू में से। तो देन ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंस, व्हाट इज दिस ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंस? ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंस में वो चीज़ें आती है जो डेली ऑपरेशंस में लगती है, लाइक रेंट हो गया, सैलरी हो गया, मार्केटिंग एक्सपेंस हो गए। तो जो ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंस में रेंट, सैलरीज, यूटिलिटीज एंड मार्केट एक्सपेंसेस आती है जो हमारे और डेली ऑपरेशंस में लगती है, उसको ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंस बोलते हैं। अब ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट क्या होता है? तो ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट ये होता है जब हम अर्निंग्स बिफोर इंटरेस्ट एंड टैक्स, ये ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट जो होता है वो अर्निंग्स बिफोर इंटरेस्ट एंड टैक्स होता है, इंडिकेट कोर बिजनेस प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी। और ये क्या इंडिकेट करता है? बिजनेस के कोर बिजनेस के प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी को इंडिकेट करता है। यस, तो हमने देखा यहाँ पे कि ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट हो गया। ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट में से हम शायद ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंस, यस, ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट में से हम ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंस को माइनस कर देते हैं तो हमारा ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट निकलता है। देन आफ्टर देयर इज इंटरेस्ट एक्सपेंस। व्हाट इज दिस? दिस इज द कॉस्ट ऑफ बोरोड फंड्स लाइक लोन्स, बॉन्ड्स, ETC। अगर कंपनी ने लोन लिया है तो उस पर तो जो इंटरेस्ट पे करना पड़ता है वो इंटरेस्ट कहलाता है, इंटरेस्ट एक्सपेंस कहलाता है। ओके, सो यही हो गया कॉस्ट ऑफ बोरोड फंड्स, लोन्स, बॉन्ड्स, etc। तो हम ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट में से इंटरेस्ट एक्सपेंस को माइनस कर देते हैं, तो हमारा यहाँ पे EBIT था, ठीक है, इसमें से इंटरेस्ट को हमने माइनस कर दिया, तो अब EBT बचा, अर्निंग बिफोर टैक्स बच गया, ठीक है। तो अर्निंग बिफोर टैक्स वो प्रॉफिट होता है जो कि हमको इनकम टैक्स डिडक्ट करने से पहले का प्रॉफिट हमारा इनकम अर्निंग बिफोर टैक्स होता है। फिर हम उसमें से टैक्स को माइनस कर देते हैं, जो कि कॉर्पोरेट टैक्स पेड टू गवर्नमेंट, कॉर्पोरेट टैक्स गवर्नमेंट को पे किया जाता है। वो टैक्स हमेशा प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस स्टेटमेंट में माइनस किया जाता है, क्योंकि ये भी एक एक्सपेंस है। तो टैक्स को जब हम माइनस कर देते हैं तब हमारा नेट प्रॉफिट मिलता है। नेट प्रॉफिट बॉटम लाइन होता है, फाइनल प्रॉफिट आफ्टर ऑल एक्सपेंसेस एंड टैक्सेस। ये फाइनल प्रॉफिट होता है जब सारे एक्सपेंस और टैक्स हम क्लियर कर चुके होते हैं, माइनस कर देते हैं, तो हमारा फाइनल प्रॉफिट जो निकलता है, वो वैल्यू जो निकलती है, उसी को फाइनल प्रॉफिट बोलते हैं। तो अगेन आई एम गोइंग टू डिस्कस व्हाट इज P&L स्टेटमेंट। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड P&L स्टेटमेंट इज ऑल्सो नोन एज इनकम स्टेटमेंट। After that, P&L statement is a financial report that summarizes a company's revenue, expenses, and profits over a specific period, and that period would be monthly, quarterly, and annually. It helps assess the company's financial performance and profitability. And this is the format of P&L statement. So yes, this side LHS side particulars and the IHS side amount. So in particulars, there would be revenue, and then we just minus the COGS from revenue, and we can get the gross profit. After that, the operating expense get subtracted from here, and then we can get operating profit. After that, interest expenses also get subtracted from here, then we can get EBT, and then tax get minus from here, then we can get the net. Okay, so I have discussed all the terms that has come in this format. Now the example calculation. What would be the example? In particular, the revenue 500, COGS is 200, then we can minus the 200 from 500, then we can get 300. This is gross profit. After that, we are just subtracting operating expenses 100 rupees from 300 from gross profit, and then we are getting operating profit, that is EBIT, and the value of EBIT is 200 when we have subtracted operating, and after that there is an interest expense. Then we have subtracted the interest expense from operating profit, and the value of interest expense is 20 rupees. So just we are getting the earning before tax. This is EBT. So 180, just we are getting the 180 rupees. And after that, there is a 30% corporate tax, that is the tax that has given to government. Yes, so the tax is 30%. So when we have applied the 30% on 180, I think, then we are getting 54 rupees. And this is the net profit. Net profit, when we calculate all these things, when we subtract the tax from earning before tax, then we are getting the value of 126 rupees. So net profit is 126 rupees, and net profit margin would be 126 by revenue. It means 500 into 100, and the net profit margin is 25.2%. So now it's time to discuss what is the importance of P&L statement. There are lots of importance of P&L statement. It helps the business to track the performance, like it shows the revenue, cost, and profitability. After that, it helps in decision making, like it assists management in cost control and pricing strategy, and it also helps the investor and lender to analysis that the P&L statement used by investors to assess financial health of the company. And the last one is regulatory compliance. So yes, it is required for tax filing and legal purposes. Okay, now it's time to discuss the all components of P&L statement in detail. So yes, first of all, what is revenue? Actually मैंने ये जो अभी मैं जो कॉन्सेप्ट जो टर्म्स में डिस्कस करने जा रही हूँ आके, वो मैंने किसी कंपनी का लिया है, रियल लाइफ प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम्पल है। मैंने एक कंपनी का ये सारी कंपनी के P&L स्टेटमेंट को लिया था, वहां पे ये सारे टर्म्स आए थे, फिर मैंने उसको सोचा कि मैं उसको एक्सप्लेन कर देती हूँ। लाइक रेवेन्यू के अंदर क्या होता है, रेवेन्यू कितने तरह के होते हैं, फिर इंटरेस्ट क्या होता है, कितने तरह के इंटरेस्ट होते हैं, फिर जो नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है लाइक एक्सपेंसेस क्या क्या होते हैं, एक्सपेंसेस को ब्रेक डाउन करा है। तो मैंने हर एक कंपोनेंट्स जो उस कंपनी के P&L स्टेटमेंट में गिवन था, मैंने उसको वहां से पिक करा है और मैं उसको एक्सप्लेन करने जा रही हूँ। तो ये फर्स्ट is revenue. What is the definition of revenue? Revenue refers to total income generated by a company from its primary business activities, such as selling goods or providing services. Before deducting any expenses, it is also known as sales, turnover, or top line, since it appears at the top of the profit and loss statement, as I have discussed earlier in this video that what is the meaning of revenue. Okay, so start with revenue. Revenue, yes, revenue होता है वो कंपनी का टोटल इनकम जो अपने प्रोडक्ट्स या सर्विसेज को बेचकर कमाती है कंपनी। ये स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट होता है। फॉर्मूला ऑफ रेवेन्यू इज गिवन हियर, फर्स्ट सेकंड थर्ड। फर्स्ट इज फॉर प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड बिजनेस। सो यस, फॉर द फॉर्मूला ऑफ प्रोडक्ट बेस्ड बिजनेस इज revenue equal to price per unit into number of units sold. And for the service based businesses, the formula of the service based business is revenue equal to number of times into price per share service. And the third is for subscription based business. For this, revenue equal to number of subscribers into subscription fee. So yes, this is the three type of formulas available in revenue. Then I will discuss the types of revenue. Okay, now the operating first is operating revenue. What is this? In operating revenue, income generated from core business activities like sales of products for the manufacturing company. And after that, non-operating business is what? Non-operating business is the income from non-core एक्टिविटीज। सो वो इनकम जो कि नॉन कोर एक्टिविटीज से मिलते हैं उसको नॉन ऑपरेटिंग बिजनेस बोलते हैं, और जो इनकम हमारे कोर बिजनेस की जो कोर एक्टिविटी है उससे इनकम जनरेट होती है तो उसको ऑपरेटिंग रेवेन्यू बोलते हैं। आफ्टर दैट दी ग्रॉस रेवेन्यू वर्सेस नेट रेवेन्यू। व्हाट इज दिस? ग्रॉस रेवेन्यू इज द टोटल इनकम बिफोर एनी डिडक्शन। कोई भी डिडक्शन से पहले जो ग्रॉस रेवेन्यू निकलता है उसको हम, जो इनकम निकलता है उसको ग्रॉस रेवेन्यू बोलते हैं। आफ्टर दैट नेट रेवेन्यू इज व्हाट? रेवेन्यू आफ्टर डिडक्टिंग रिटर्न्स, डिस्काउंट एंड अलाउंसेस। जब सब डिडक्शन कर देते हैं, लाइक रिटर्न्स क्या है, डिस्काउंट क्या है, अलाउंसेस क्या है, इंटरेस्ट क्या है, तो हमारा नेट रेवेन्यू निकलता है। उसके बाद एग्जाम्पल कैलकुलेशन की बात करते हैं तो कंपनी सेल्स 10,000 यूनिट्स ऑफ अ प्रोडक्ट एट 500 रुपीज, 500 each. Revenue equal to 10,000 into 500. Okay, then it would be 50 lakh. So if there were return worth 2 lakh, then what would be the net revenue? 50 lakh minus 2 lakh equal to 48 lakh. Okay, then the concept is here why revenue is important. Revenue is important by many various ways, but here I have decided to discuss the four key points, key aspects of the importance of revenue. So first is measures business growth. It measures the business growth, like higher revenue indicates increased sales. The second, key for valuation. Yes, revenue is key for valuation. When investors use the revenue to evaluate company size and potential. After that, it revenue also impact the profitability. If there is a strong revenue, then it can lead to higher profits, and it is used in financial ratios also. So important for metrics like gross margin and profitability ratios. So yes, I hope this is clear to you that what I have discussed till now. I have discussed what is P&L statement and the format of P&L statement. After that, what are the components of P&L statement. After that, I have taken the terms of a company, of a P&L statement of a company, in which the first topic is revenue. Then I have discussed what is revenue and the formula of revenue. There are three types of formulas that are available in revenue: for the product based business, and for the service based business, and for subscription based business. After that, what are types of revenue? There are three types of revenue: operating revenue, non operating revenue, gross revenue versus non net revenue. So I have discussed all. Then I have discussed the example calculation. Okay, and then why revenue is important. So I hope this is clear to you all guys. Now moving to the next, and the next topic is interest. Okay, so first of all, what is the meaning of interest? Interest is the cost borrowing money or the return earned on an investment. It is usually expressed as a percentage of the principal amount on an annual basis, known as interest. Okay, as I have discussed that what is interest. Huh? Interest is something that interest is the cost and that incurs on the borrowing money, that would be loan, and yes, that would be loan, and many things like yes. So what are types of interest? There are two types of interest. First is simple interest. This interest calculated only on the principal amount. Okay, and the formula of SI is given here: P into R into T divided by 100. I hope this is clear to you. After that, what P denotes? P denotes principal amount, R denotes the interest rate per annum, and T denotes the time in years. So if there is an example, if you invest 10,000 at 5% for 3 years, then what would be the SI? 10,000, sorry, 1,000 into, I think, no, sorry, I have written wrong here. 10,000 into 5 into 3 divided by 100, and the answer would be, you can calculate. Okay. The second is compound interest. What is compound interest? Compound interest is the interest calculated on the principal plus previously earned interest. And this is the formula of compound interest: P into 1 plus R divided by 100 to the power T minus P. Yes. So there is an example that has given in this image. You can calculate it manually and then you can find the answer of CI. Then fixed versus floating interest rate is what? Fixed interest is the rate remains constant for the loan and investment period, but the floating interest, the rate fluctuates based on market condition. These are both these both are the interest rate. So fixed interest rate is, it means that the rate are constant, remains constant for the loan investment period, but the floating interest in this rate always fluctuates based on the market condition like repo rate changes, etc. And then the second is nominal versus real interest rate. So what is nominal interest rate? The interest rate, the stated interest rate without adjusting for inflation. In nominal interest rate, the inflation are not adjusted, but in real interest rate, nominal interest rate minus inflation rate, then we can find the real interest rate. So yes, there is a adjustment of inflation rate. Now the interest in finance is what? Interest expense, interest income, EMI calculation. The what is interest income? Sorry, what is interest expense? The cost of borrowing for a company that is appear in P&L statement. Interest income, earnings from deposits, bonds, and loans given to others. And the EMI calculation used for loan payments, repayments in banks, home loans, personal loans, etc. And why important? Interest is important here because of the key components of loans and investment, because it determines cost and earnings, and it also affect the business profitability, like high interest cost reduced net income, and then after influences economic decision, that it impact borrowing, spending, and saving behavior. Okay. So now the expenses breakdown. The next topic is expense. Okay. In this, I will break down the components of expenses in three ways, like manufacturing cost, employees cost, and other cost. So first of all, you have to understand what is expenses. Then I will discuss what is the manufacturing cost, what is the employee cost, and what is other cost. So yes, expenses are the cost incurred by the company in its operations, and they are broadly classified into three main categories. Okay. After that, the employees cost refers to salary, basis, and benefits as a percentage of revenue. And the last one is other cost. Other cost refers to the miscellaneous operational cost as a percentage of revenue. So now it's time to discuss the manufacturing cost. What is manufacturing cost in detail? That I have discussed earlier. What is manufacturing cost? It is the cost of producing goods. So what is the formula of manufacturing cost? The formula of manufacturing cost is equal to raw materials plus labor cost plus factory overhead. Okay. The component to raw materials, labor head, and factory overhead is what? Raw material is the cost of purchasing materials for production, and the direct labor is basis of workers directly involved in production, and the factory overhead, it involves electricity, rent, depreciation of machinery, etc. So yes, we can take an example like if a company manufactures 10,000 units and it incurs the raw material cost 20 lakh, direct labor cost 5 lakh, and factory overheads is 10 lakh. Then what would be the total manufacturing cost? We can add all these raw material, labor cost, and factory overheads values, and then we are getting 35 lakh. So total manufacturing cost is 35 lakh. So how many types of expense type? Like how many types of expense? First is manufacturing cost, second is employees cost, and third is other cost. In manufacturing cost, there is a formula MC equal to RMC plus DLC and FOH. What is this? MC means manufacturing cost, RMC means raw material cost, DLC means daily labor cost, and FOC means factory overhead cost. After that, employees cost. What is the formula of employee cost in percentage? TEC divided by net sales. TEC is total employees cost, and if we want the value in percentage, then we have to multiply it by 100. And the other cost, that is TOC divided by NSC, and it would be multiplied by 100. So yes, TOC is what? TOC is total other cost plus TEC is total employees, sorry, yes, yes, NS means net sales, and we are multiplying it by 100 to find the other cost in percentage. Then we are just finding the total expense, and what will be the total expense? Manufacturing cost plus total employees cost plus total other cost. Then we are just finding the total expense, and these are the example as you can see on a screen. After that, we are just finding what is the total expense. There would be 60 lakh. Then the next topic is financing profit and other income breakdown. So first is financing profit is what? The profit, financing profit is what? It is given over here. Financing profit is the profit that comes from financing part, like interest income, interest expense. So there, this is the formula of financing profit. The formula of financing profit equal to interest income minus interest expense, and the component of financing profit is interest income, that is II, earnings from loans, bonds, deposits, etc. And the second is interest income, IE. So this is the cost of borrowed funds like loan, credit lines, etc. And this is the example of financing profit, that is II is 50 lakh and IE is 30 lakh. We can minus the we can subtract the 30 lakh from 50 lakhs, and we are just getting the value of financing profit is 20 lakh. Then this is the time where I will discuss the other income, in which what is other income? Other income is related to exceptional items and other normal income. So this is the formula of other income. Other income is equal to exceptional items plus other normal income, and then minus this depreciation. So these are the three components that has given in the formula of other income. So first is exceptional item is what? One time non-recurring gains or losses, asset sale, lawsuit, etc. After that, other normal income, recurring non-operating income like rental income, dividends, etc. And then depreciation. It is the reduction in asset value over time, and it is recorded as an expense. So just this is the formula. Like EI is what? Exceptional item 5 lakh, ONI is other national income. So we can add the 10 plus 5, and then dividend is 3 lakh. So sorry, depreciation is 3 lakh. So yes, we can subtract the depreciation from exceptional item and other national income. Okay, so yes, this is the final summary of the financing profit, financing margin, and other income. So what is financing profit? This is the interest income, interest expense minus interest expense. After that, financing margin, financing profit divided by interest income into 100, and other income equal to exceptional item plus other normal income minus depreciation. So yes, as you can see the formula, financing profit II minus IE. This is the profit earned from leading activities. After that, financing margin, financing profit divided by interest income into 100, and this is the measure profitability from financing operations. And other income, exceptional item plus other normal income minus depreciation. It means that it includes one time earnings, recurring income, and asset depreciation. So now it's time to discuss the PBT. PBT is what? PBT is profit before tax. Profit before tax, this is the formula of profit before tax. Profit before tax equal to total revenue minus total expense. We can apply the second formula also. PBT equal to operating profit plus other interest income, interest expense minus depreciation. So these are the terms that I will explain here. So first is total revenue. Include revenue from core business operation like sales, service and non-operating income like interest, rent, dividends. That would be the total in revenue. After that, total expense. It includes manufacturing cost, employee sales, other operating cost, depreciation, interest payment and any other business expense. After that, the operating profit. In operating profit, there is a formula that applied here is EBIT minus interest before interest and tax. So just we can find the operating profit. So EBIT equal to revenue minus operating expense. And how we can find the EBIT? We can find the EBIT by subtract the operating expenses from revenue. So operating profit measures the profit from core business before financing cost and taxes. And then it's time to discuss the other income. Other income is what? Other income includes income from non-core business activities like rental income, dividends, etc. So yes, interest expense is what? The cost of borrowed fund, that is bank loans, bonds, this is called interest expense. And depreciation, the reduction in asset value over time due to wear and tear and many other reasons. So these are something like that. And these are the examples as you can see on a screen. And operating profit, EBI, revenue minus operating expense, and PBT, EBT, EBIT plus other expenses, sorry, other income minus interest minus depreciation. There is an explanation of each terms that I have discussed earlier. So yes, PBT is the current amount of profit a company has earned before accounting for income tax. PBT वो अमाउंट होता है प्रॉफिट का जो कि कंपनी कमा रही होती है जब हम उसमें टैक्स माइनस नहीं करते हैं तब. इट शोज द कंपनीज प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी फ्रॉम इट्स ऑपरेशंस एंड अदर इनकम सोर्सेज लाइक एक्सक्लूडिंग द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ टैक्सेस. And these are the key points about PBT. First is it represents the total operational performance. Like PBT focuses on how well a company is performing in its judicial activities, and it often influenced by taxation या फिर from taxation. Then after exclude tax, PBT is calculated before tax expenses are subtracted. PBT जो है वो calculate किया जा रहा है before tax expenses are subtracted. So it does not reflect the company's actual earning with taxes. Then helps common across companies. This is the example of PBT. PBT in financial analysis usefulness. First, investors and analysts use PBT to evaluate companies' financial performance without the distortion of tax. And then it indicates a higher PBT means the company is generating more profit from its business. And this is the summary of PBT, in which PBT show how much of profit a company makes before paying taxes. It is a good measure to see how well a company is performing in its business operations. And PBT helps compare companies fairly regardless of their different tax rates or laws. So yes, what is tax now? It's time to discuss tax. क्या होता है? Effective tax rate. So tax percentage or effective tax rate represent the percentage of a company's profit that it pays as taxes. It helps to understand how much of a company's pre-tax profit is used to meet its tax obligations. This is the formula of calculate tax. Tax percentage is equal to income tax paid divided by profit before tax PBT into 100. This formula calculates how much of the company's profit before tax is paid in taxes as a percentage. So first is explanation of terms. First is income tax paid. The total amount of tax the company has paid based on its taxable income, and this may include both corporate income taxes and other tax related to business. Then PBT is confirmed here. This is the profit the company earned before taxes, and as we discussed in the previous response also. So these are the formula. You can calculate it, then you can send the answer to me. Answer would be 30%. And then key points about tax. There are the various key points about the tax, but I have taken the 3 points in which effective tax rate. It reflects the overall tax burden on the company's profit. After that, it varies by company. It means that tax rate can vary depending on the jurisdiction, country, state, and the any tax benefit or exemptions a company may receive. And the third, as you can see over the screen, that is help in analysis. So yes, PBT also help the investors and analysts use this percentage to understand how much of a company's earning are being used for taxes and how effectively it is meaning for the liabilities. So first is income in business concept. That would be the income of business concept, as you can see and read on over the screen. So now it's time to discuss the net profit related to terms explained. First is net profit after tax, PAT. So what is PAT? This is the formula of PAT, in which PAT equal to profit before tax PBT minus interest tax expenses. इसमें हम टैक्स को एक्सपेंस को भी माइनस कर देते हैं. Profit after tax, PAT, is final document of a company after subtracting in all track expenses from the profit before tax, and it represents the company's learning after taxes, and it is key measure of profitability. So yes, then profit from associate. Profit from associate, share of points in associate companies. So first, profit from associate refer to the company's share of the profit, so it's as associate. Then it is reported as a part of the income if the company does not control the associate. Then reported net profit, in which reported net profit equal to profit after tax into accepted accepted items plus other adjustments. So these are the explanation of reported net worth. And minority share, minority share को minority interest भी बोलते हैं. So the formula of minority interest equal to minority share in subsidy point. And yes, profit before EPS. So profit before EPS is something that you have to understand. Yes, where I was on the fifth term, that is profit from EPS. So what is this? This is earning per share. And the definition of EPS I have discussed earlier in previous videos, so you can go through by that. So this is the formula of EPS. Profit for EPS equal to net profit minus preferred dividends, if any preferred dividends is available. So yes, this is the explanation. Profit for EPS is the portion of a net profit that is available for distribution to the common shareholders. This is clear to you. Then this amount is used to calculate the earning per share, which is company's profitability on a per share basis. And this is the formula of EPS, exactly the formula of EPS here. And this is the formula of profit for EPS. So yes, what is the formula of EPS? EPS equal to profit for EPS divided by number of outstanding share, that I have discussed earlier in previous videos, where I have discussed the terms related to finance. And so this is the and moving to the next topic, and this is exceptional item. So yes, exceptional items after tax. So this is exceptional item 80, that exceptional income minus exceptional expenses net of taxes. And the explanation is, exceptional item are non one-time events or transactions that are not part of company's regular business activities. And what is at after tax? It refers to the exceptional items calculated after considering tax effects on them. And then what is profit of for P? Price to earning ratio. Then price to earning ratio, the formula of price to earning ratio is market price per share divided by earning per share. And this is the explanation here. You can read it. So this is the summary of all formulas and terms. Profit after tax, PBT minus tax, profit after tax deduction, the company's net earnings, and then after profit after from associates, there is share of associate profit. So the earning from associated companies where this company owns a significant stake. Then profit for P, so EPS, profit used to calculate the P, which helps the assess valuation. Then what is net profit? For the final and the last term of this video, this is net profit. So what is net profit? Net profit is the final profit of a company that company earns after deducting all the expenses from its revenue. Is it clear to you guys? नेट प्रॉफिट वो फाइनल प्रॉफिट होता है जब हम सारे डिडक्शन एक्सपेंसेस हर चीज़ को डिडक्ट कर देते हैं रेवेन्यू में से, तब जो फाइनल प्रॉफिट हमारा बचता है आफ्टर टैक्स को पे करने के बाद या जो भी हमारे एक्सपेंसेस हो गए उन सबको पे करने के बाद, डिडक्ट करने के बाद जो हमारे पास फाइनल प्रॉफिट बचता है उसको हम नेट प्रॉफिट बोलते हैं. What it includes? It includes everything from operational cost, interest, tax, and other expenses to any income generated by the company. It is often called the bottom line because it appears at the bottom of the profit line and loss statement. And this is formula for net profit. Yes, net profit equal to revenue minus COGS minus operating expenses minus interest minus tax plus other income. So it is these are the components of P&L statement that I have discussed earlier, so I will not discuss right now. What is the explanation of terms? Revenue, this is the total money earned from selling goods or services before any expenses are deducted. COGS, these are the direct costs associated with the production of goods and services sold by the company. And raw materials, direct labor and cost. Operating expenses is what? These are the indirect costs necessary to run the company, such as salaries, rent, utilities, and advertising and depreciation. Then interest. If the company has taken loans or issued bond, then it will incur interest cost that need to be subtracted. Then after taxes, this refer to the corporate tax the company has to pay on its profit. And then after, well, other income, any income that does not come from company's core business operations like rental income or interest from investment. So yes, I hope net profit is clear to you guys. So now, why is net profit is important? It is important for various purpose, but here I have discussed only 3 points. Then measure of it is important because of measure of profitability. Net profit shows how much profit a company has made after accounting for all expenses, which is a key indicator of its profitability. Then after, investor indicator. Investors use net profit to assess how well the company is performing. A company with a higher net profit is generally considered more successful and profitable. And then decision making tool. Yes, net profit is also important in decision making. For management, net profit is crucial for making decision about cost cutting, reinvestment, dividends, etc. So this is the example from which you can find the net profit, and net profit of this example, and the answer of this example is 17 lakhs. So this is the summary as you can understand here. Then earning per share I have discussed earlier, so I think I should not discuss here, but still, you if you want to learn, if you want to know, then this is the definition of EPS. EPS is the key financial metric used to measure a company's profitability on a per share basis, and it is calculated by dividing the net profit available to common shareholders by the numbers of outstanding shares. Okay, and this is the formula of EPS. EPS equal to net profit per EPS divided by number of outstanding shares. Yes, this is clear to you. Then formula for basic EPS without preferred stock. Here the formula. And why EPS is important? EPS is important in decision making, valuation purpose, because EPS with the by the use of EPS we can find the price to earning ratio, and price to earning ratio is the valuation metric that is used to do the valuation of a company. Yes. And then after, dividend per payout ratio, dividend payout percentage. Dividend payout ratio is the percentage of company's earning that is paid out to shareholders as dividend. It provides insights into how much profit the company is distributing to its shareholders and how much it is retaining for reinvesting in the business. So this is the formula of dividend payout, as you can. And why dividend payout ratio is important? Because it provides the investors insight. It is very high. If a high dividend payout ratio, then it could be a warning sign that the company may not have enough retained earnings to reinvest in its growth, and it also shows the growth versus value. So this is all about the dividend payout ratio. And how many types of dividend payout? There is a cash dividends and stock dividends. तो कैश डिविडेंड में क्या होता है कि कैश डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करता है शेयर होल्डर्स को कंपनी, लेकिन स्टॉक डिविडेंड्स में कंपनी जो है वो एडिशनल शेयर्स इशू कर देती है शेयर होल्डर को इंस्टेड ऑफ कैश की जगह पे. ये दो तरह के डिविडेंड्स होते हैं. दैट्स ऑल फॉर दिस वीडियो. आई होप दिस वीडियो would be helpful for you guys. I think all the terms that I have discussed would be understandable by you all guys. Okay, अगर ये एक्सप्लेनेशन आपको हेल्पफुल लगा तो लाइक और शेयर करना ना भूले. अगर कोई क्वेश्चन हो तो कमेंट में पूछे. एंड आई होप ये सब टर्म्स जो है आपको अपनी P&L स्टेटमेंट को अच्छे से एनालाइज करने में हेल्प करेगी. सो सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो. हैप्पी लर्निंग, हैप्पी investing. And if you have any query, then you can do comment in comment box. I will reply for sure. Okay.